All right. Hello, people watching the stream. Welcome to one of my first Bloomburrow drafts. I'm not going to say it's my first, it's about actually my third. Got a little bit of time to do some yesterday, but this is my first time I've had a proper chunk of time to be able to do some. So yeah, let's just jump right into the queue while we wait. And the queue is ready. We're in. Just going to send a tweet out that we're live. All right. Well, we got a really good green rare to start us off, so that's good because green and white feel like the best colors. Possibly green might actually be even better. Sorry, just sending that tweet. Green might even be better than white at this stage. So we've got this kind of broken card. Not much to say about it. Every turn you get a +++ counter, and then you get to double them. It's very cheap. I guess having taken that, what direction will we be looking at? I think pretty much any green deck, obviously happy to play. I don't think there's like the particularly +1/+1 counters synergy list. What else have we got in this pack that we could look to wheel? So there's Banishing Light, there's a Cash Grab, which I guess kind of synergizes slightly. It can pick up this thing. Okay, straight on to the next pack. We've got, wow, okay, lots of good cards to talk about in this pack. Let's quickly go over them. So there's the Kingfisher, but it's blue, so let's ignore them. Thought Stalker Warlock, really strong card. Also, there's Wolverine, which is green and keeps us on curve. I've been pretty impressed by this, to be honest. So, like, pretty much always has a target, either killing a token or destroying artifact or enchantment. There's also Beauregard Mentor, which might be the best gold uncommon. Very, very strong. And then we've got Nocturnal Hunger, which is really good. This pack is stacked. So I think it's probably for me between the Beauregard Mentor and the Wolverine. The Wolverine is slightly worse, but keeps us on color. The Beauregard Mentor is just a very strong card. I think because I want to be green-white, I might take it. But for flexibility in the draft purposes, maybe the Wolverine. Wolverine is obviously a more flexible pick. I'm going to take the Beauregard Mentor. Also has Trample, which works well with +++ counters. Now we've got some more great cards. There's Patchwork Banner, which I've been really impressed with, especially in Rabbits, like Go Wide. I think I'm going to select that here. But there's some good green cards here too as well with the Forager, which seem pretty decent. Then there's Polywallop, which less good unless we're in Frogs. The Mana Ramper, which has been okay actually from what I've seen. Not amazing, like it doesn't have types. But yeah, pretty happy to take the Patchwork Banner here. Lean towards, green, white, go wide. We'll go in every deck. I think this card is just a great card, like easily first pickable. So this next pack we dropped off a little bit. We've got the Mana Ramp dude. We've got Barkform Harvester, which is I think in green white, in green black specifically is okay. There's a combat trick as well, +1/+3. We did see one of those last pack, so I'm not super keen on that. I think I'm probably going to take. There's also the Provisioner, which is totally fine, 5-drop. I think I'm going to take a green card. I don't think I want the Harvest, even though it is types. It's just weak types. So I think I'll take the Tree Root Weaver, 3-tree Root Weaver. I'm not in love with that. Like, you could have given me any of the other cards, and I'd probably be pretty happy. Right. Okay. So there's some more good cards in this pack to consider. So rather staying green or taking a flyer. So there is the Coyote, which is double white. So I think I'm less keen on that. There's this Raccoon Warrior, which is a very good rate creature. It's a 3-mana 3/4. Or there's also Druid of the Spade, which, like, if we're in tokens, is pretty good. So I think it's pretty interesting between these. Are we going to be heavier green or heavier white? It's hard to say. You know what? I might actually take the Tramper. It's slightly more open and more likely I want to be in that. I was kind of tossing up between these two. But the thing is, but with green decks, or green-white decks specifically, they're often more white than green. With that said, I'm not actually seeing any white, so it's entirely possible that was the wrong pick. And the Trample also kind of is really good with the +1/+1 counters. Let's say we don't have any tokens yet, so these are actually pretty medium. These are rabbits as well, which the Patchwork Banner helps. So green seems open, white does not seem open. With that said, we just get Banishing Light, so I'm going to take that. It's another Druid here. Notably, we've got no tokens currently, but rabbits are very good at making tokens, so I'm not too concerned. Do we want to take something off color here? So Moonrise Cleric, we could theoretically play it, but it's a 3-drop and it's not necessarily what we're doing. It's a Heaped Harvest if we want to splash. Again, not what we're doing, but I think it's slightly more likely we end up maybe pivoting into like squirrels and then we want some way to splash. Speaking of, so there's Cash Grab or the Seasoned Warren Guard. We've got 2 tokens payoffs currently, but no tokens. But we're also not really doing a cash grab thing. I think I'm really going to try and push into this green-white tokens direction, and we'll see. I'll see if we can get paid off. So strongest card here by far is this Night Fisher, and I don't really care about the other cards. I mean, it's playable. I just take the Night Fisher. And now the strongest card is Clive Dove Duo. So, I mean, this is the beginning of the format as well. Like, people... Yeah, this could be okay in our deck. You know, things are going to wheel that a bit surprising or different. So there's there's Caretaker's Talent here, which obviously cares about tokens. We have no tokens in our deck currently, so I think that one's out. I do think that we need to take this Hop to it, which is really good. This card is incredible, especially in this deck. Like, even if the curve of Beauregard Mentor, I mean, the dream curve of Seasoned Warren Guard into Beauregard Mentor into Hop to it, suddenly you've got 5/5 trample, 3/2, and 3/1/1s, and then Patchwork Banner just pumps the whole team as well. So this card is perfect for our deck. I'm pretty much taking it over almost everything. There might be some rares or mythics that would get me to change my mind. This is great. We can take Hop to it. We might wheel Carrot Cake. We might wheel Seasoned Warren Guard. Both of those would be amazing. Anything that makes tokens really at this stage is really good for us. The Moose is loose. We have a Moose. We also have a Warren Elder. Kind of funny because in a vacuum, like, the Moose is obviously way stronger than the Warren Elder. But I have found in the tokens decks, you do really want a way to buff up the tokens. We already have one with the Patchwork Banner, but more is nice. So it's interesting to consider. I still think I'm going to take the Moose. It's just raw power is so strong. And, you know, the Warren Elders are common. We're pretty likely to see one more. But I'm just wanted to point out that this pick might actually be slightly closer than it looks, based on the cards that we already have. Like, in a vacuum, the Moose is way better. But in our particular deck, the Warren Elder could be something really interesting. It's also the only white card in this pack, so it's very unlikely it's going to wheel. Whereas there was a lot of green cards in that pack. Baker's Bane Duros, it's a super solid green 2-drop. It's, I think, weaker than the best card in the pack, which is probably the Seaglaive Mentor, but we're a little bit far away from that. Uncharted Haven. Look, it's always good to have one or two, I think. If you're a 2-color deck, which we're very likely to be, I would say just having one copy of this is like all upside. So your mana base is a bit better. So I would be keen to pick up one. But with that said, I don't think it's like that necessary. So I'll just take a good green 2. I've got 2 talents, the Storm Chaser talent for Otters, the Gossip talent. All the blue talents are pretty meh. I think this really comes down to a 2-drop in a Mouse Soldier or a 4-drop that makes a token. Cash Grab I'm not as interested in this deck. I want to be putting creatures on the board. I think because of the curve, I'll take the Nettle Guard here. It's not a rabbit, but it's a 2-drop. Also, the destroying artifacts and enchantments is quite relevant, especially because Banishing Light's at common. I've just found that ability to come up more than you'd think. Again, here, I think we're just going to take the aggressive 2-drop. There's no rabbits for us to consider. The other cards are playable. I mean, obviously this is really good. Someone in red-white's getting some good cards. Hi, Vanessa. Thank you for watching the stream. We're going great. We're drafting Bloomburrow. Ooh, and we're getting rewarded with Head of the Homestead. This card is amazing, makes tokens. Only the second way we've got to make tokens so far, so very important for our deck. Draft is going great. Obviously, we seem to be in a pretty open lane. This does make a token. Kind of like a pretty medium token. We've got no real ways to target, but we might play it. I'll pop it in the sideboard for the moment. Now we've got so my favorite card in the pack, the Mind Whisker. Very good against our deck. Maybe if we're in pod draft, we could hate draft that, but we're playing outside of pod draft, so we'll take the serviceable 5-drop. Ooh, so now we do have the choice between the Warren Guard. I don't think it's that good. I think I'm just going to take the Uncharted Haven. Like, maybe we get there, but we've only got 1, 2 ways to make tokens. Yeah. Yeah, again, like the Druid of the Spade, I think. I'll take it because I don't want the cash grab. Wow. The Seaglaive Mentor. No one's in the red-white. Well, that's fair. It's a hard deck to get into. Warden's pretty good. I'm going to take the uncommon for the collection. Ha! So we've got another tokens payoff without having any tokens. Annoyingly, the carrot cake from that second pack didn't wheel. So now I'm kind of faced with a choice. I'm not going to take Balin. I don't have enough tokens to make that work. I'm kind of faced with a choice of carrot cake, Banishing Light, the Baker's Banjo. Oh, the Baker's Banjo also makes a token. That's very true. I'd forgotten that. I think Banishing Light is a step enough better. I mean, it's a way better card than Carrot Cake. It's just, I was kind of looking at the token synergies, but our lane seems to be open enough that, you know, if we we might not need to play these Druid of the Spades. I'm not that desperate for tokens. Okay, so here we go. So now we've got a choice between Warren Elder and the Carrot Cake. 2, 3 cards that care about tokens, but we also really want a Warren Elder to pump the team. I think the Elder is probably better, although this is quite close. And I'm kind of being slightly swayed by the fact we had a carrot cake in the last pack as well. Maybe someone won't want all of the carrot cakes. Hopefully not. All right, this is great. It's easy. We get to take this one. Somewhat tempted by the Heirloom Epic on the wheel. Way to draw cards. This deck probably, you know, has an issue with just not getting enough cards. Double Head of the Homestead. That's excellent. Yeah, deck's shaping up really well. We've even got the Uncharted Haven for our mana. So now there's a carrot cake versus just a straight up non-synergistic 2-mana 3/2 that gains indestructible. I think we're synergistic enough that the carrot cake, it could be good enough here. 2-mana 3/2 or 2-mana 2/3. Yeah, that one. I'm not sure about that. We now get one of each anyway, so green and white seem quite open, which is lucky for us. Other drafts I've had, that's not been the case. The white did not seem open from this direction, that's true. And even this third pack, we haven't seen much white, but we've seen a lot of green, which has been very nice for us. Okay, so do we want Feather of Flight which is a good card, but not necessarily in our deck. Or do we just want another Uncharted Haven here? I'll play 2, just have some good mana. Like 2's kind of getting to the stage, like 2 is my limit, I think, in an aggressive deck like this. But I think 2 is probably not going to hurt the mana base, and it's just going to improve it to the point where it's going to be beneficial. Unfortunately, none of these cards are particularly good. If I was playing best of 3, what's the card I'd take? Probably the Barkform Harvester, reach creature for the sideboard. Also happens to be a rabbit. So we're on 23 currently, but with 2 lands. So if I played the 3rd Druid and I played the Swordmaster, missing the Intrepid Rabbits. Haven't seen any of those. Another Druid of the Spade or another Provisioner. I don't think I want the Bell. My curve is pretty high. All right, 4 Druid of the Spades. Ooh, okay, Rabbit Response is really nice. Okay, now I can probably cut one of the Druids. It is a rabbit, though. This makes a token, technically. I mean, I guess this also technically makes a token. Let someone have fun with their builder's talent. Oh, okay, I don't really want to play the 3-tree Root Weaver here. So, in that case, does that mean the Druid of the Spade is back in? I guess it does. So we ended up with 1 Carrot Cake, 1 Warren Elder, the Uncharted Haven. So all of those tough choices ended up kind of being fine for us in the end. So this is me playing a high stride. I could be playing a Flowering Swordmaster. The plus side is it makes a token. The downside is I have no ways to target it. So it's also a mouse. How good is 3 mana, 1/2 plus 1/1? Not that good. I mean, I guess I have Rabbit Response. I have a lot of creatures. Yeah, I think just keeping the Trick in is fine. Trick plays well with these creatures. Yeah, all right. Deck's pretty solid. Best deck I've drafted so far, I think. Probably means an 0-3 start, but let me copy it out, put it in the Stream Decker so people watching can see it. Export that. We're going to call it BLB draft number 1. Green White Rabbits. Okay, that hopefully should be working. And now, did I take I didn't even take a screenshot of it. I'm assuming the mana gave me, yep, got slightly more white. I've also got a double white. All right, let's hop to it, as they say in the business. Okay. Keep this hand. Got 3 spells I can cast, and one of them scries. That kind of implies that they have no other 2-drops. So I guess we're happy to trade here. Red-green is a scary deck to face. Yeah, like if I had a green in hand, maybe I wouldn't block here because Druid of the Spade blocks this really well. But as it is, I'm running short on mana. I'm not going to activate this anytime soon. And if I don't draw a green, then I don't have a block for it next turn. Okay, so maybe they have a removal spell. Removal spell is probably a removal spell, given that they didn't play. We're not. Aha! Slightly awkward for the mana. So we could Banishing Light this thing, or we could just play a Druid of the Spade. I mean, they're not going to get a creature that's much bigger than this, but pushing 3 damage here doesn't seem that good. I think we'll save the Banishing Light. We'll cast our Druid. Threaten us to block. Just keep the removal for things we need. Teapot Slinger. Okay. So I think here we can attack with the Druid, and then post-combat we can either do Light and Carrot Cake or Head of the Homestead. Whoop. Webcam went for a tumble. Right, let's attack with the Druid. Oh, they just took it. Maybe I just play my second Druid and a Carrot Cake. I think I'm double spelling this turn. The Head of the Homestead is not going to be great here, so let's Carrot Cake. Try and dig towards an Anthem of some kind. Yeah, well, I'm not going to bottom that one. And then we'll just play the second Druid. All right, well, no attacks is amazing. I don't know why they're not attacking, but I'm happy about it. So probably want to put this down and Banishing Light, I think. Question is, which one is more scary? The 3/4 Menace or the 4/4 that can't be blocked? And the 3/4 also shoots me. Hmm. 2 damage to each opponent. Can't be blocked. It's hard to say. I think do this and see. I mean, they obviously have something. Trying to think. So it might just it could be a combat trick or a removal spell. Let's just make the second move here. So we'll put a counter on the Druid. Might get eaten by a removal spell. Yeah, fair. Okay. Okay. Do I want to attack with my Druid now? Probably not. Yeah. I think the answer is not. Because I've got the Innkeeper's Talent. But I think I do want to cast a Banishing Light now. Don't know what I'm going for necessarily. We'll go for the 4/4. Maybe something to get stuff back from the graveyard? Yeah, okay. Okay, so I think now I just level this up. Put 2 counters here. It still trades for the links. Alternatively, I could start putting counters on the rabbits. And I think 2 counters here is going to work nicely next turn. Also giving it ward 1 is not irrelevant. Getting it out of the 3 damage range. Yeah, there's this weird bug where you can't look at the graveyards. Okay, see, now I can look at the graveyards. There's a lot of damage, 9 damage. I'm about to get a bunch more tokens. But I don't think I can really afford to block. If they have a combat trick or removal spell, I lose all of my tokens. Oh, this means I can't gain life? Oh, well, that's annoying. Do I want to have a 5/4? Yeah, 5/4 is decent. 3 expend 4s away from death. Okay. Presumably this is some kind of nasty combat trick. As long as it's not over. Oh, this has menace. Okay. So that's killing something no matter what. Maybe we go like this. We take 3. I mean, I would really like to kill this thing. Do I want to lose a token in the process? Alternatively, I could just block this here. Maybe this is a better block. Maybe I don't mind trading this off here, and then I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 extra just for good measure. And hope they don't have +3/+3 trample or something. Ah, okay. It's unfortunate lethal. So I did need to block this one. Because I have the carrot cake, but I can't gain life. That's a good game. So I guess I just needed to block the 3/3 on the 1/1. At the time it was a 2/2. I needed to block the 2/2 on the 1/1. Probably should have seen that line about the expending, because I thought about them expending. I just didn't realize the 3/3 plus the 2 damage would be lethal. It's annoying. Definitely felt like I was winning that game. Sure. 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 Oh, okay. Well, slightly off curve, but red green does seem to be the flavor of the day. This card is very impressive. All right. Can I block? Is the question. I think the answer is no. All right. Let's turn into a good old race. Okay. To be honest, I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe I shouldn't be. Quake Tusk Boar. See, I think they should have just gone to town. Huh. I do not have enough power and toughness to block this profitably. But I guess if I block it like this, it's not the end of the world. The fact that they're tapped out. Okay. All right, we're gonna try and moose them. We're gonna try and moose them. Moose. Hopefully they don't have some combat trick that gives it +3 plus or +2 +0. They had a combat trick that gave it +2 +0. There you go. Looking like an 0-3 start for this deck. Yep. Oh dear. Let's go for rabbit. So I'm not blocking. We'll just send. I need to draw head of the homestead or hop to it here. All right. 0-2 to start. Could be drafting again very soon. Alright. Blue. I reckon we've got a chance. So if I go Mentor into Spade into Carrot Cake. The only downside is that Mentor's small, so it'll die easily. Yeah. We could also draw hop to it, which makes playing the Mentor here a bit better. Okay, what do these levels do? When it becomes level 2, return an instant or sorcery. Graveyard to your hand. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, for 6. Okay. Well, this at least is a nice curve, because now I get to play Carrot Cake and crack it. Mabel. Get rid of any lands. So now I just attack with both, I think. Since they're tapped out. Alright. Alright, we'll keep the moose. Okay. Double strike or trample? Go for double strike. Double strike. So 6 damage. Oh wait, it's got double strike and trample. Okay. They're on 10. Yeah, maybe keeping the moose moose on top is going to lead to our downfall. Okay, so we're on 15 though. So what's their best block? They've got 5 toughness. So if I put the counter here, these are 2 5s attacking. They have to be blocked. Now if I attack with these 2 as well, it's not that good. I think we just attack with those ones. This sets up for lethal in the air potentially next turn. So they could just jump on the otter, go to 1, and then try and win next turn. It's pretty tough to win from this position. Alternatively, they could double block. They could triple block the Burrow Guard Mentor, which is what they're going to do. Okay, yeah. Triple block the Mentor. I get to deal 5 damage. Just leave the otter around. They're somewhat constrained here on mana as well. Oh, the weird bug where I can't look at their graveyard. So anything in my draw aside from Uncharted Haven is a good draw. Because untapped land means moose. I mean, I did call it. I gotta give it to me for calling that one. Attack with Provisioner. Yeah, I think attacking with Druid as well is actually fine. Gets 1 trample damage through. Then being on 1 is a big deal when I have a bunch of rabbits. That was the 1 in 29 draw. We got to win. I wonder if I'm meant to be playing a single Uncharted Haven instead of 2. It's like, it shouldn't hurt you that much. The stats of having 2 is pretty good. But my mana's also not that intensive. You know what? I'm gonna cut down to 1. Arena gave me a signal that game, and the signal was you only need 1. I also have the Patchwork Banner. To be honest, I'm a little land heavy. Like, as we've seen, I can flood out pretty easily. So I guess it's worth considering going to... Could be considering going to 16 and then play both the Uncharted Havens. And this hand has a plan. Don't be red-green. Don't be red-green. No! How can I win? So that was a bad draw. I don't think I can attack, unfortunately. Like, I could have. Yeah, maybe I should have done the bluff attack. I forgot about the Valiant. Would have been a good bluff attack, actually. So now we're just behind the curve. Behind the curve, but there's a lot of damage coming out, potentially. Let's just hope they don't have the 2 damage to all creatures. Okay. They have this and, what, a fight spell of some kind? Yeah. Yeah. All right, I think we got to try and rabbit response this game. What's this? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Theoretically 20 damage. If they block the biggest one, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. It's only 15. 4, 5, 6, 7. Can also do Innkeeper's Talent before damage. Okay, they get to kill one of the tokens. Do they attack with the Hearthborn Battler? They do. Do I block? This is a 5/4. I think I need to. This is the defensive rabbit response? It could be. I think it might actually be the defensive rabbit response. uh, um, sad. This didn't have a good attack, unfortunately. Okay. Okay. At least they've got no trample. Vigilance. Gosh, alright, well, it's rabbit response here. A duo and a bark knuckle boxer. Boxer I'm less interested in. The duo seems like it could be okay, so I could do 2 for it and level up twice. Yeah, right, that's okay then. So I can go block, block, actually, block. So I've got 9 there, 4 there. I take no damage. Okay. Play the Baker's Bane duo. Level it up once. Level it up twice. Go to combat. So now, we just hope they don't draw good spells. Knowing our luck, they're probably going to draw spells. They drew spells. Yeah. Guess giving that haste doesn't do that much. It pushes a bit of damage, but we've got this food. All right, now we want to draw the moose. Yeah, that's good draw as well. I think the longer this game goes, the more favoured we are. Would like something with vigilance. Moose. We need the moose. Vigilance and trample, please. Okay. They can return their duo. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, at some point, right, like, at some point my opponents will stop drawing spells. I would like that forward point to be sooner. I mean, they give it haste. I see, I see. I think, unfortunately, I need to block here. My life total is precious. Okay. Sacking the food could be relevant, but also... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's only relevant if I draw the moose. And if I draw the moose, I'm kind of in good shape anyway. Alright, more food is good. Especially ones that scry me. I think we're just in a holding pattern now. Sacking food, making dude. To be fair, we've both drawn 2 spells in a row. They look like they might have drawn 3 spells in a row here. And I was going to draw a land. Not more spells, please, opponent. Please, let me win one game against red-green. Okay. Oh, phew. Alright. I can sack this carrot cake. Yep, that'll do. Alright, now I think we can actually start attacking with this bird. Do I put 2 counters on it? No. We just put some counters on... A 5/4 is pretty good, actually. Start attacking with the bird. Because next turn I can put 2 counters on the bird, and then it'll be 2 turn clock. If I put 2 counters on it then and 2 counters on it, yeah, it still wouldn't have been. Oh. Say rabbit. So they take 5 from this bird, so they go to 7. So I can put it on the bird next turn. All right. I think we might have scraped out of this game. Unless they have some flyer that does a bazillion damage. You got this combo again. Whoa! Wow. Okay. The second we beat red green. We beat red green. I need to go get some water. I run out. I'm thirsty work. All right. Can we get to 3 wins with what I thought was a great deck? We'll find out. We've had 2 very close games, and the 2 where we got crushed. So, Uncharted Haven, where are you? Okay. Yeah. Oh, the Warren Guard is pretty poor. So I put the Warren Guard back, and I'm doing nothing for many turns. If I put a Plains back, plains back is probably the most sensible, but then there's a chance I run out of gas. No, I just get mana screwed if I don't draw a land in the first couple of turns. I've also got a 5-drop. The druid is also pretty bad in this hand. Maybe my initial instinct was the one I end up going with. I'd like to draw like a carrot cake here. Okay. The green-white mirror. Except they managed to get there. I think I just do this naming rabbit. This is a rabbit, right? Yeah. Okay, do I want a provisioner or a mentor and a spade? I think mentor and spade. And now we just need head of the homestead. No more lands. No more lands, head of the homestead. Oh dear. It blows up our banner. Okay, so I should be able to do a pretty decent block here where I go this and this here and this here, and then after combat their thing will die. I'll take 1 damage, and I'll be left with a 2/3. Is there a better block? Don't think so. They have no mana. This thing definitely dies. Okay. So I think this is attacking. Yeah. And then this is naming green, and then we're in top deck mode again. I don't like being a removal spell away from being in a really bad position, but look, we mulliganed. We Intrepid Rabbit, that was a really good one. Yeah. Okay, we take 4. Our own Nettle Guard. Well, it's worse than their Nettle Guard, but So I attack with my Provisioner. See, the question is who's got the better late game, and I think it's still them because they've got this carrot cake. But if I keep 2 3/4s back, they can't attack. I think we need to get a clock on. Okay, well that's disconcerting, but I guess this. I don't feel great about it, but okay. One on top. Oh, that's bad news. Also looks like they have more spells, which is also bad news. Bad news all around, it looks like. Yes, and we drew a land, so it's definitely bad news all around. They kept one on top. They have a thing that brings permanents back from their graveyard to their hand. I don't think I can beat that card. Gets like 2 permanents back or something ridiculous. Could you give me a card as well? It's getting monstered by people that don't draw lands, unfortunately. Yeah, that'll do it. That will do it, I think. Two, three. I think I got to reevaluate my my card evaluations. Past the blockers block. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, I think the trick is just not to draw lands. That's the trick. I need to master that skill. No, seriously, no, my opponents never drew lands. Both of those games, the top deck wars that we had, they never drew lands. All right, well, on the plus side, we get to draft again. Looks like we need to force some red-green. I mean, look, second time lucky. Innkeeper's Talent. What are we looking at from this pack? What does this one do? Okay. Good to know it exists. I'd kind of forgotten that. Maybe we could wheel a Treetop Sentries, do some green-black. So, red, there's this Blooming Blast, a Curious Forager. I think I'm just going to take that to stay on colour. And we've got the big raccoon and a small frog. All right, let's take this Forager. Haven't seen much green-black being played. So now we're getting offered Polywallop, Flying Double Strike Vigilance, does like counters, or a bat, or in red we've got the raccoon. So I think it's between the Polywallop and the Flying Double Strike Vigilance. And I think I'm going to take the Double Strike Vigilance. We don't have any frogs currently. And frogs also kind of want you to be blue. I really don't want to be blue. Speaking of blue, there's a Plume-Creed Mentor. Or a Polywallop or a Rabbit Response. So I kind of know that I'm almost certainly green. Am I going to speculate on like splashing a Plume-Creed Mentor? No, I think I'll just take the Polywallop. So now there's a black card. If we are doing the food thing. It's kind of a medium one though. And then there's some mana fixing with the Fountain Port Bell and the Uncharted Haven. I think at this stage I might just take the Haven though. I could see the Bell. I could see an argument for the Bell. Like puts permanents in the graveyard for this. Oh, there's another Strike Force. Okay. So taking this means we really want ways to buff up our creatures. Obviously, we've got the Innkeeper's Talent. I wonder if there's other ways to put +1/+1 counters on your creatures. This is not a bat, is it? It's a bird. So I could take Pond Prophet here. Slightly hard to cast, but the effect is good, and I do have a frog. Could take Sonar Strike here with no synergy, or a green card that's just decent and big. Slightly worried about my twos, so I'll take the Pond Prophet. Ooh, there's a way to put a +1/+1 counter on something. Yeah, I like that. Great. I guess equipment also also works well with this. The stupid builder's talent thing. I think there's a green frog as well that when something leaves, if it bounced, you put a +1/+1 counter on something. So that could be cool. You could end up in have a green frogs package with these birds. Well, it's both a frog and a bird. Alright, Eddie Moat Crab seems to be the most powerful card here. So a bit of blue-red going round. This pack had 2 green cards, both of them were taken. And a rabbit response, which was taken. I guess technically this pumps it. I don't really want to play this, but I don't really want to play the other cards either, so... Okay. Okay. So we opened 2 black-white cards. One of them a lot better than the other one. Zoraline is great. So I could definitely splash that. It's either that or taking like a Baker's Bane Duo, Sticky Tongue Sentinel, Bark Knuckle Boxer, one of these pretty good green spells. How do I feel about the Zoraline? Unfortunately, you need a lot of black to make it work now that I'm looking at it. I mean, I guess you don't get the trigger, and then when it attacks, you pay. Let's give it a go, I guess. We'll see. We'll see if we can get it in there. So now there's Hunter's Talent. There's Warren Wall. This pack is stacked. Jeez. I think Warren Wall Eater is pretty nuts. So I guess I'm taking that. Passing a Hunter's Talent. Head of the Homestead Rabbit Response. Jesus, this is a strong pack. Alright, well, there's another way to give things +1/+1. There's another Rabbit Response. Could take a Hidden Grotto here. If I'm interested in this Zoraline splash. Kind of decent, pretty good blue card. Already got 1 Rabbit Response, and I don't really have a tokens go wide theme. Not in love with this mana base currently, but yeah, maybe. Here's a way to pump things. An Intrepid Rabbit. It's also a Crumb and Get It. No, this is great. I can take the rabbit. This is what my last deck was missing, a couple of these. Good curve of Strike Force on 3, Rabbit on 4. Hit them for 6 in the air. So here, another Rabbit Response. It is a 2-mana 2/3. Jolly Gerbils. Gerbils? Jolly Gerbils? Probably alliteration. I think that's going to be better than a second Grotto or a Druid, which I don't really have that many counters with, or another Rabbit Response. Just having some 2s. Ooh, hop to it. Speaking of. So this is slightly less token focused deck, but potentially quite powerful. The curve is a bit worse than the last deck I drafted. Could have taken that Baker's Bane duo over the Zora line. Or the Bark Knuckle Boxer. There was 2 good 2s in that first pack. Guess I'll take the Sun Shower Druid as the only card that I can remotely play. It puts a counter on something. It's true, putting a counter on this is pretty good. So, the Frog or the Crumb and Get It. The Frog's been pretty impressive from what I've seen. It's kind of close. I don't really want any more 3-drops. Okay, well, now can I have the combat trick instead, please? A lot of 3s. Yeah, with the Jolly Gerbils, actually. Maybe, yeah, kind of regret not taking that. So my creatures are not the biggest. So I'm not sure about this second Polywallop. It's good with the Sentinels. Rabbit or a 4-4? I've already got one rabbit response. Alright, we've opened another rare. Toughness greater than its power. I mean, this is just a good card anyway. So I'm going to take it. Toughness greater than power. The 2 Strike Forces, the Jolly Gerbils, and the Sunshower Druid. Sunshower Druid actually seems like it's got enough synergy to make it pretty good in this deck. There's also a Short Bow and a Carrot Cake in this pack. Yeah. Strike Force number 3. Or the Raccoon. Or the Overprotect. Kind of into Strike Force number 3. Just, ooh. Patchwork Banner on Bird. So I'm taking it over a 2-drop in Nettle Guard. I've only got 3 birds. 2 rabbits. No, I think it's still good. If I can pump these up once, just great, and then it's a mana rock. I do like Mousetrapper, but I think here I'm going to need to take a 2-drop. Is there anything else that I'm missing in this pack? The Fountain Port Bell, High Stride. No, I think it's the 2-mana creature might be what I need. Second Patchwork Banner, Crumb and Get It, another Longstalk Brawl. Second banner is probably a bit excessive. I think I might take the Brawl. Just having a cheap interaction to catch up when I play my 3s seems quite important in this deck. Okay, now I can take this Nettle Guard over a Pond Prophet, but the double green is a bit rough. I think I'm probably not playing Zoraline in this deck. Ooh, I've got another choice where I want Finch Formation, Longstalk Brawl, or Sun Shower Druid. I think the Druid might actually make the cut over the Brawl. 2 Druids. It's a frog, means the Polywallops cost less. Putting counters on the Strike Force is really good. Short bow with no heroic triggers. They've already got Vigilance, yeah. Well, the Brambleguard Raccoon is a great creature, so I'll just take that. Kind of a bit loaded on the 3s. Oh, okay. So we're cutting Zoraline. Cutting Zoraline. Definitely play one of these. This is 45 cards. Okay. Start cutting. So I don't know the most synergy in this, but just one of them seems fine, right? The 3-tree mascot is also a bit questionable. Yeah, I think the duo is better. I quite like the double Pond Prophet if I can get the mana to work. This is basically here. High Stride. I think I've got better things to be doing. Rabbit Response. I kind of like having one. I have a bunch of creatures that don't do much, but could turn into real threats. I have a second one if I think that's where I want to go. 3 mana 3/3 is just a great rate. Polywallop. I ended up with a decent amount of frogs. Got 6 frogs. However, I'm going to need to make 2 cuts. Maybe I cut a Curious Forager then. My cards aren't going to the graveyard very much. I think having a 3 mana 3/3 that has slight synergies is better. And then the last cut. The last and hardest cut could be Polywallop. Yeah, maybe we'll go with 1 Polywallop. Okay. Let's export that one. Export. Paste. Set as current. Forgot to take a screenshot as usual. All right. Yeah, this deck looks fun, I guess. The triple Strike Force is going to be interesting. I wouldn't say it's necessarily better than the other deck that we had. The other deck had a really nice curve and good synergy, but cool. All right. No mana problems today, apparently. I also had a lot of mana problems with the previous deck, strangely enough. Valley quest caller. Alright, well, we're playing a 3-3 then. Submit 0, gain 1 life. We've only got 1 green. We're kind of restricted on green. The bat is bigger. So here I get to attack with the Sentinel and then Polywallop. Like if they block here, I get to Polywallop the 3-3 or the 2-3 and just eat it. And then afterwards I play Strike Force and Dude. They get a lot of scries, a lot going on the bottom. I guess you have to expect them to have a removal spell pretty quickly. So I could just Sunshower Druid here. Makes this into a gigantic problem. Does put all my eggs in the basket of this Strike Force, but because otherwise I get to attack with Sentinel and the Strike Force, and then wallop the Quest Caller. Oh no, that just gets eaten by the carrot cake. Never mind. Crumb and get it? Okay. Alright. Got punished. Punished. I think I'm taking out this rabbit thing. Okay. Food. I don't think I'm likely to need the food, so... Oh, rabbit response. Okay. So in that case, I'm probably attacking with everything. and they just take it, and I get to... I don't get to surveil, but I do push a lot of damage here. One on top. Got a lot of surveil and scry happening. So if I can draw a forest. Forest would be good sometime, deck, please. Please, deck. Yeah, need to draw forest. Take 8. Okay. My mana is having a rough day. I would say that. I mean, this deck does push the mana a bit, but it hasn't been a good day for my mana base. Okay. I don't think a 1/3 on 1. Well, I do get to pick it up again. So I go this on 1, this on 2, this on 3, pick up the druid again, or I do nothing here. Yeah, I think I like nothing here. Duo on 2, on 3 Patchwork Banner and the Frog. Alternatively, now I can just play Strike Force and then Patchwork Banner on Bird. Patchwork Banner on Bird, and then do the Druid and the Frog combo thing. Do it on birds or on frogs? Now I got 2 frogs, only 1 bird. But making the bird +1/+1 is better. Land. I've only got 1 green. How many birds do I have left? I've got 2 birds left. I've got a lot more frogs. He might actually be frog then. So if I do this, yeah, I don't need the banner right away. So pick up a land, then I can do both. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's go frog. Frog. Let's play Pond Prophet. Do I want to keep the jolly gerbils around? Probably. Attack with the duo. Got 2 Longstalk Brawls. I think drawing a card here. It's gonna be better than putting another counter on this thing. Do, do, do. Take 10, I guess. Gonna need to draw some stuff. one could say with fairly reasonable certainty that I'm getting the worst end of the lands deal here. What's the odds my opponent drew a spell and not a land? I'd say fairly high. Alright, so we'll jump that there. I think this one needs to survive. And then this is 3, 6, 9. This is just lethal. Block that there. I'm taking 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, GG's. Possibly I'm playing the wrong number of lands. Maybe 17. Maybe it's not a 17 land format. But, you know, like, both those games at the end, I just top deck 3 lands in a row. My opponent's top deck 3 spells. It's possible I meant to have more, like, card smoothing or something. Or it's also possible I'm just getting unlucky, which, to be honest, seems the most likely. I've made a few, like, poor plays. The putting the counter and not keeping the polywall up the first game, that was a bad move. I learned from that. I think we do this name green. Do green for pawn profit. And then next turn we can do Strike Force. Okay, I've changed my mind. Next turn we can do Brambleguard Veteran. Could do Veteran or Innkeeper's Talent plus Frog. Innkeeper's Talent plus Frog actually gives us an attack this turn, but then it's not the most efficient use of our mana. So I did hesitate a little bit on 2, so it's entirely possible they have a counterspell, which, like, I don't want my Innkeeper's Talent. That's the one thing I don't want getting countered. There's the counter unless they pay 2 or 4 if you have a bird. Most likely for them to have, I think. See if they pass here. Okay, they passed. So I think here we're not going to play the Innkeeper's Talent. I think I just get the Strike Force probably countered. And then we play the Druid. This gets bigger. Alright, opponent's stuck on mana, so we should be able to win this one. So could just cast the green shell here. This is the 4/1. So they've got blocks. But I still get to eat 2 creatures if that's the case. Whenever you attack with 1 or more rats, there's 7 or more cards in your graveyard. Okay. So now probably Innkeeper's Talent. So maybe we Shrike Force first. It's just a 3/3 with Menace, okay. Because this will draw us another card thanks to this. And then Innkeeper's Talent. So this can put a +1/+1 counter on the Shrike Force. Delicious creatures to eat. Hey, Alex. Yeah, well, we're getting slaughtered, I have to say. Mainly slaughtered by our mana base, to be fair. I think the last 3 or 4 games we've been in like top deck mode, and I've managed to draw 3 spells, and my opponents have drawn 3. So I've drawn 3 lands, and my opponents have drawn 3 spells. This game I give you is a bit of overkill. We're in a good spot in this game. So I have Rabbit Response, which is probably going to end the game. So I guess he's going to cast the Patchwork Banner name Frog. Let's see what happens. Oh, you didn't get the tilt? No, I've got the tilt, don't worry. The name Frog. Now we can go +1/+1 counter here. Send with team. Sure. Sure. Hexproof it up. I don't have a rabbit somehow. I don't get to scry. The Innkeeper's Talent. Yeah, look, it's the second time we opened it on draft, and we're currently. What's our game score? We got 2 wins with the last deck and 1 win with this deck. So we're 3 out of 4. 3 and 4. Innkeeper's Talent is 3 wins, 4 losses. So it's not that good. It's not a good card. We're battling. Stop drawing lands. Well, I've had other games where I've been mana screwed, so I don't know. Cool. Yeah, I've had games where like I've had 2 of these in my deck and I've been mana screwed all the time. Like my decks haven't had much filtering in them, to be fair. All right. So what are we facing? Blue, green, frogs, maybe. There's a frog. There's another frog. Draw a card. Frogs, bounce. Your mana dork is huge. Okay, I guess we're playing a veteran. Yeah, okay. Well, I've got some frogs in my deck. I've got pond prophets and stuff. I don't really want to name raccoon with this. Yeah, but otherwise I don't get any attacks. Polywallop. If I had a free board, polywalloping the 3/5 seems like a good play, but let's just see if they have a pause when I go to combat. Oh, they do have a pause. They've got something. They got something. All right, we're not attacking then. We're not attacking. We're hopping to it. Ooh, the mentor. Okay, we're apparently in it for the long game. Activate only as a sorcery. So you get to blink there. Profit. I guess we're just casting this thing. Hoping they don't have the counter spell. Alright, I'm gonna green shell our way to victory here. So they could have like a runaway together or something. So I really want to save this until they've got no mana or... Okay, well, it's time to strike. The green shell? Yeah, the card filtering. Well, so it turns out when you draw your rare, you're in good shape. See, they have to spend mana to go. What's this do? I think this is the first time in my playing this set that I haven't played this and then it gets blown up by this. A 6/5. Oh, they want to fight my green shell. Well, all good things must come to an end, I guess. They still have that reach creature. They've still got the 2 mana up. Stop having 2 mana up. Alright, so I think we're doing this on bird. 1, 2, 3. Does have ward as well? Bird. These are birds, right? They're bird knights, if that makes a difference. Bird. This has reach, not ward. Okay. Probably play the Pond Prophet. Okay, I drew another card I've never seen. Alright, let's attack with these. Just take it. Okay. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. Sure. It's going down the life gain train. Come on, leave some mana. For once, don't have 2 mana up, and then we might have a game. All right, what am I blocking this with? Some stuff. Blocking it with a 3/4 and a 2/3. And that's all. Okay. Got rid of the Jolly Gerbils. They're scared. I've drawn another rare. We need lots of rares to win. How relevant is Ward 1 going to be here? Versus offspringing this. I think I can wait on this. Yeah, we've got lots of rares in the deck now. Oh, this has reach. That's why they're putting counters on it. Come on, play your spell. I knew you had a spell. Yes. Oh wait. No. So I gotta let them. I gotta let it hit first. Target a creature you control. This deals twice its damage to this. Hooray! We finally played around the spell. Well, we played around the spell the whole time. We finally got rewarded for playing around the spell. Yes. Oh, that feels good. That feels good. Can we get 3 wins with this deck? I said that with the last deck, we didn't manage it. We're on 2 wins. Just got to draw rares. No, it was 3 rares. It was 3 rares. Well, I didn't play the other rare. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't flood out for once. Okay. I have lands and I have spells. Like, I think this deck is good. I think it's really good. But I've been getting monstered. Guess I'm happy to trade here. They have no fear. Yeah, one more land. One more land would be nice. Okay, well, just keep playing them. Cheap viewers. Are you a cheap viewer, Alex? You're a bit cheap. I think I want to save this for the... So I do this in the Sun Shower Druid. Why can't I subscribe to you? I don't know. I don't... I don't think I don't know about Twitch. I don't do Twitch. Subscribing, maybe I didn't turn an option on somewhere. Maybe you're already subscribed. All right. Our Strike Force might actually live. It might live and be able to attack. Or it might die from a fight spell here. It's going to die from a fight spell. Okay. All right. Did not live. All right, now their board's kind of scary. So got the land, so I can rabbit, or I can sentinel plus do that. I guess I'll try and save the Polywallop. So is it better to rabbit or Sticky Tongue Sentinel and get the Druid back? I guess getting this down means it's cheaper. A little life gain going on here. Oh. 3, tap it, put a +1/+1 counter on target. Wait, they're attacking? They're attacking because they can put a counter on something. But I'm okay with that. You can put a counter on the Elder, but I think that's fine. Alternatively, I could not block and just attack back for a bunch of damage. Yeah, I think I've got the life total advantage. I don't need to make any blocks here. This is all right. This is all right. We're racing. Two frogs currently. All right, so now I'll play this. Because if I play this, I leave the wallop up. Maybe that's better. Yeah, I think it is actually better to keep the wallop up, because end of turn they go to put a counter on something. Okay. Now this is the spell that they had in their hand. So that would just trade. The question is, do I want to keep a removal spell for this rabbit here? I think so. I think this trading is fine. Oh wait, it doesn't trade, it's indestructible. It gives hexproof and indestructible. Alright. Well, in that case I should have killed the token. It's got 4 cards in graveyard. Yeah, well that's a mistake then, because now they can crew this 6/6. Okay. Pond Profit, which is bigger. Reading is hard. Yeah, it's got a lot of keywords on that thing. Many keywords makes reading hard. Okay, so this can become a 5/4 if they tap with this. Well, this is good, right? So might want to wait a turn on it though. Play the 2 rabbits. Chump with the fish. Could also try and push an extra point here by buffing the fish. Does push an extra point of damage, and damage might matter. So they got Baker's Bane Duo for the food synergy. Because now they can crew it on defense as well. I think we're in Chumperino mode. Okay, well, land here is actually quite nice. Can offspring this. So I can just +2/+2, or I can make Could make 2 attacking rabbits. No, that doesn't seem good. I think it's just this and +2/+2. I know I don't like being in Chumperino mode either. The other mode doesn't seem good. Like if I attack with everything, I can give... Like one of them just gets eaten by this. Alright. More bakers, more banes. So it's possible I could let this one through. They've got 4 food though, or like 2. They can crack both of the food. So if they crack both of the food, they go to... But they can't crack both the food and crew this thing. So if they crack both of the food, they go to 13, and they have 2 blockers. They block this and this, and they'll take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is not enough. Too many bakers in this kitchen, I agree. We'll chuck away the fish then. If I attack with the Warren War Leader here and give all my creatures +2/+2, then they can crew this with these 2, block the War Leader, and then eat it by putting a counter on there. So that's bad. So I think we're just doing this, unfortunately. So we need our opponent to draw lands like we are. Surely they'll draw a land, exactly. Surely. I think we're taking this one. It was not a land. But now we can attack back with quite a big attack. Because they can't crew this anymore. So I attack back. I give +1/+1. Make a rabbit and +1/+1, I think. And then play Hop to it, second main. Do I attack with this little one? Because it does just get eaten by this. Yeah, I think I do. Alright. So we're going to go to combat. Well, so that one will eat the 2/2. Then this will be 5. So they can't double block. Yeah, maybe keeping the 1/1 back is actually relevant here. If I attack with it, they get to eat that. Then there's 2. They block this, and they take 2. Yeah, I think keeping it back is actually good. All right. So, wait, which order is this stacked in? This one's going on the stack first. So this should be the +1/+1. Is that how it's going to work? I don't know. Yes, we did it right. that was a fairly crucial ordering. Okay. Oh, what a game. Okay. And then just eat that one. So then I get 2 creatures and they eat 1. I think that is their better block somehow. But okay. Hey, they drew a land! Hooray! So now I just attack with everything. Pump the team twice so that everything is lethal. They don't have enough blockers. They don't have any food left. Whew. Ah! No. No food, no blockers. Yes. Jeez. 3 wins! 3 wins! We have an even deck. We've now had the same number. Well, no, we've actually got more wins now. Oh, easy 3 wins. Didn't have to sweat that one out at all. Oh, I don't know why everyone's so good. I'm playing such good people in the queues. And look, credit where it's due. I drew a rabbit response and they drew a land, so that pretty much what won me the game. I'm in the big boy leagues. I'm in whatever this is, platinum. I'm playing against gold. Ah. Okay. Okay. Try and ride the. Okay, well that's pretty good. Try and ride the Innkeeper's Talent, the 1-drop into 2-drop Innkeeper's Talent to victory. into plains, and there we are. We're off to it. Ah, okay. Never mind. It's just going to be this frog. Frog all the way. Look, the odds are we'll draw a land at some point. Odds are good we'll draw a land at some point. %48% chance to draw a land, plus we've got some spells we could cast. Plus opponent's not doing anything. Hey! So I think hop to it into banner on rabbit, because I've got this as well. Is going to be better than strike force. And this one drop. Okay, 2 mana 3/3 that can exile stuff. What have I got? Sorcery. So rabbit paying the 1. I don't even know what they've got. They could just sack the food, I guess. Do I just send with these 2 rabbits? Eh. Like, how likely are they to chump block here? You can sack this. It goes ramp them again. I think I'm just attacking with these 2 rabbits. Yeah, boy. I feel like this game I can afford to throw away a rabbit. On the off chance they go get some sweeper. Hey, the Ward 1 came in handy. What could they have? Yeah, I'm thinking about... Is there a Wrath of some kind? I was essentially like, if I lose my board, like how do I lose this? Wait, what's this do? If the gift was promised, oh, yeah, I guess this could be how I lose potentially. So I do this on rabbit. How does that look for me? Rabbit. And then I've only got attacks with my 4/3. So maybe I don't attack then, because we want to go wide. Do Pond Prophet here. Got instant artifact, enchantment creature. No, I think actually we do force a trade here. Because all of their creatures are pretty good. Maybe they have a way to get that back to blow up the banner. So what does it become? A 7/7 with trample. At least there's not vigilance. And this has forage. +1/+1 counter. Rabbit response. It's a good draw, but doesn't win the game yet. So I guess it's Shrike Force here. Don't like that I can't double spell. Yeah. Yes, that does have reach. Yeah, shouldn't that have triggered? Whenever you sacrifice... Oh, one or more foods. Okay. Oof, they're going for the attack. I mean, I guess you got to go for it. What else do they got? Forager. So I have another Shrike Force. So I attack with everything. This blocks this. This blocks this. This blocks this. This is getting through. And then I rabbit response. Yeah, I think I need to do that rather than waiting another turn. I mean, these are both very good cards. Both very good cards. So I think I keep the green shell because I can cast that next turn if need be. They're on 2, so the Shrike Force is lethal for them next turn. I think... So what's the way they get out of this? I think this first. Maybe the green shell is less good. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't actually know. Because their best draw is like a removal spell, I guess. But if it has to be a removal spell. It has to be like Wix Patrol or something. Because if it's a removal spell that doesn't deal with a creature, then they can't attack. So if it's Wix Patrol, yeah, okay. That was what it had to be. So now I probably lose, I think. Couldn't quite play around Wix Patrol. Oh no, this can just polywallop this. Because this does twice damage to that. Okay, so even Wix Patrol didn't get them. I'm very good at calling the exact card I don't want to see, like, I have to say. You know what? I need to turn it around. I'm going to turn it around and start calling it for my deck. We're gonna call the order that we want. So opening hand. Opening hand will have like 3 lands, 2 green sources and a white source, a pond prophet. Okay, none of those things. I've got none. Oh, the innkeeper rare, of course, yes. I mean, I'm keeping it in a kind of slightly anxious way. All right, I'm going to draw Sunshower Druid into land. Deck, can you listen? Can you just listen? All right, I'm going to draw an untapped land. I'm going to draw I'm going to draw a forest. I suck at this. From my side, I suck. Right, now I'm drawing an untapped forest. Well, obviously, forests are untapped. Ugh. I guess I'm gifting and tapped fish, so I'm actually doing something. Only works on opponents. Yeah. This is true. So I could stop calling for my deck, shall I? Got some weird two mana beats going on here. I'll keep calling lands for them, yeah. All right, more lands for the opponent. And more lands for me, please, too. So I haven't drawn lands, but I've drawn spells that I can cast, mostly. So it's not the end of the world. Okay, so we've got this. So this is going to be nice to pick this one up. I think we just want a 3/4 at this stage. Try and shore up that defense. Alternatively, I could play the Strike Force. No, I think the 3/4 is just big and burly. I think I need to take this one out. One more untapped land would be nice. That is not an untapped land. Guess it does block 2/2s pretty well. Okay, that I probably can't beat. Maybe if they have nothing else. Untapped land? Untapped land? Untapped land? Okay. So I can Sticky Tongue Sentinel back the Sunshower Druid. Put the counter on the Shrike Force. This has got reach. Okay. We're doing something. Attack with Brambleguard Veteran. If I attack with Strike Force, they could just pump and kill it. They could pump and kill it on their attacks as well. Yeah, I think keeping it. Yeah, okay, let's just get in with the Veteran then. Does this have other text on it? Or another bird you control? Attacks with team. So they can pump twice. So because they can pump twice, I do need to block both of the flyers. And this. And then I just get a free block here. This would be me taking 3, and they still have a swan left over. I don't think there's another way I can block. I could block the druid there instead. That seems bad. All right. So, oh, okay. So I could do this and this. Attack for 4 there. This is a flyer. We're narrowly holding on. Narrowly being the key word here. It's very narrow. Okay, so this has to block there. And then I can either chump or double block. If I double block, I kill it and I force them to use mana. But then the Polywallop doesn't kill anything. So I think I block like this and keep the Brambleguard veteran alive. Because then that can kill the Swan with the Polywallop. Phew. The downside is they get to play their hand out. But their hand must be pretty bad because they haven't done anything. I think I lose. I still think that gave me the best chance to win. Because I can go Patchwork Banner into Jolly Gerbils. That doesn't do anything. I can Polywallop to kill the Swan or the Warren Elder and attack for 4. They have to block, but then one of them's getting through. I could attack, they have to... Yeah. If I was on slightly more life, this would work. Did I have a Longstalk Brawl? I did, already used it. Yeah. Well, that's what happens, I guess, when you get your mana. You don't draw your mana. Was a close one. So 3-3 in the end, I think. 4-3. 4-3 in the end. Turns out you need mana in this game of Magic. It does. Wow. So, I mean, I still think the deck was pretty good. I just, played really, really tough opponents. And had a few mana issues. I'm due for good ones. That's exactly how it works. All right, we'll fire off one more quick draft. I mean, the games themselves were like really interesting. Like they were quite close. I just I enjoy winning at my usual percentage. Don't like losing a lot. So the Season of Weaving. I don't actually know how good this card is. So the best case is you kind of, I mean, it's very flexible. It can draw a lot of cards. The bounce thing is pretty good, except it is non-token. That's true. It was an 0-2 to start. Yeah. There's 3 good black removal spells in this pack as well. So how do you make this good? You need good things to copy. I don't actually think this card's that good. I'm just kind of curious to see if we can make it work. I guess that is a good thing to copy. It doesn't cast it again, but maybe it'll cast our other spells that we pick up. Yeah. I just have to. I'm going to try blue. I'm going to try blue. Get my head out of the green, white, red mentality that I'm living in, where I'm like, all of these cards are better than this card, but maybe I'll be surprised. 2 blue 6-drops to start. Strong start. And there's no green cards in this pack anyway, so. So there's Pearl of Wisdom, which would combo with this. I guess this was going to work better with cheap, like, removal, which is probably black. So I'm probably looking to be blue-black rather than otters. Could also just take one of these lands. An opponent controls. Has to be an opponent. I'm not very high on that card. Frog Advisor. I'm just going to take this, I think. I'm pretty underwhelmed with all of the other options here. So we have Treetop Sentries, which is the kind of thing I'd be interested in this deck. There's also like cash grabs and stuff would be kind of nice. Alternatively, I could just take Seed Pod Squire, which like doesn't synergize with this, but is just a good on-rate card. Also, didn't see any green cards in the last pack. I think I'll just take a blue card here. So this is like actually good with tokens if you have them, because you can bounce everything else. Obviously, the joke is you're making a token of thing you control, and then it doesn't get bounced. So after saying that green is not open and all of that stuff, there is, like, this deck is going to be mana hungry. Could be a Frogs deck. And there's also another 5 mana draw spell. I need mana value 4 or less. Yeah, I think this deck's going to be mana hungry enough that maybe I'll take this frog. Now, so if I was doing the blue-red thing, there's this spell, but it's hard to get my head around blue-red. I think I'm slightly more into the sentries. Good blocker. So some decent red cards. There's a really good green card. Yeah, I haven't really seen, like, none of these red removal spells combo with the Daring Wave Rider. Like, they're all really expensive ones. Okay, so Splash Portal, that's kind of neat with it. Also, Dire Downdraft, that at least I can cast that again. I think it's one of those two. The Splash Portal is cute, but I think I want my first removal spell that I can cast from the graveyard with this. Run away together. Cute, you bounce your own thing again. Oh, the Sentinel's actually pretty solid. I like this. All right, so we're kind of going into blue-green frogs. That's fine. I like frogs. Take a 2-drop frog. Our curve is perfect. Perfect curve. That was the cash grab that I was talking about. There's also Fountain Port. I love me some utility lands. Frogses, exactly. Do Frogses want to spend mana not doing anything, or do they want to be milling their graveyard? I mean, I have 2 Treetop Sentries, which makes the cash grab a bit more interesting. I don't know. I'm a sucker for lands. So there's a Frogses. Wait, what's this? Storm Splitter. Okay. So probably want the cheap frog over the brawl Because my creatures are not that burly. And I need cheap creatures. What are we currently casting with this Rave Rider? Forgotten. The Dire Downdraft. Honorary Frog. Honorary Frog here. It's got an ETB. It's kind of a frog. What? Token, sack token to land. Oh, well, this also makes a token, though. What does this do? Whenever you attack, token which path through this can't be blocked. Okay. Kind of tempted by that. Don't want these two things. I could see Heaped Harvest doing some kind of work, though. I have 2 Treetop Sentries, so I do kind of want food. It sort of ramps. Yeah, I think. The red card. Oh, yeah. Poly Wallop. Wallop that in the deck. Hey, finally a card I can cast with this. Okay. Pack 2, pick 6, great rare that no one wants. It's entirely possible I meant to be green-black rather than green-blue. But we're trying out. We're trying the blue. Ooh, Pond Prophet. Okay. Now I don't feel so bad about sticking with it. Maybe Fountain Port is not the best card in a deck that's really trying to hit like green on turn 2. So I'm probably going to have no problem spending mana and getting card advantage. The issue is going to be surviving early. Yeah, turning that card advantage into board presence. If need be. How would I like to make my mana worse? Maybe. It's a 1/3. Alright, we'll put it in there for the moment. How would I like to make my mana better? I would like to make my mana better, thank you. Well, hopefully we're the only wallop one. We're the only ones who want wallops. There's an Intrepid Rabbit in this pack. Maybe we'll wheel the Sticky. But yes, good mana, good frogs. How many ways do I have to pick? I don't really have any of the uncommon ways that actually like continuously pick stuff up. The only thing I've got is a Sticky Tongue Sentinel. Yeah, Fabled Passage, it kind of makes it. It goes a little way into making up for it. I guess I'm taking the Sun Shower Druid then. Not being particularly happy with it currently, but in theory it'll be really good. Can I have a Patchwork Banner? Yeah, the Season of Weaving, exactly. Bounce the Sun Shower Druids. Oh, the second Fountain Port. And the best card in the set. No green cards. Sugarcoat. Or Starfall Invocation. Or more draw spells. This pack is actually a blank for me, I think. We'll just take a bit. How far away is the double splash? It's pretty far away. So there's Mascot, which is pretty meh, but does make the mana slightly better. There's this thing, which is also pretty meh. Well, there's this rare, which is also pretty meh, but we'll take it. I don't like Sugarcoat. I don't really. I want Instance and Sorcery. I know I've only got one card here. It's probably, the Sugarcoat might have been the correct pick, but Starfall Invocation is so good. It's so good. So this is a frog that will be flying a lot of the time. Do I care about that? Or should I just take another Treetop Sentry? So I don't have that many ways to get stuff in the graveyard currently. But it is just a better card, I think. Yeah, I think Sugarcoat is pretty... Well, yeah. It would be acceptable in this deck, because I would like some form of, you know... More removal is always good. No, I'll just take this one if need be. Oh, wow, the Patchwork Banner. Jeez. I was like, oh, cool, I can get a Dire Downdraft, but I feel like every deck in this format probably has a Patchwork Banner in it. Or probably wants a Patchwork Banner. I am not going to play this Dazzling Denial. Oh, the Intrepid Rabbit, so late. Poor rabbit. Poor bunny. Honestly, like, almost have enough white cards to play these 3 cards. I can sideboard in this best of 1. I can sideboard into my white deck. You get to try the Sugarcoat out after all. All right, how's it looking? It's a bit of a soup. Gossip's Talent does give us a way to, like, break through a board stall. Also gives us a way to flicker our creatures, which we don't currently have. Could be okay, actually. Got these 2 random birds in here, which I don't think is really what we're doing. Also have a Head of the Homestead, which is not really doing that much. I mean, I guess bouncing it is kind of, like, okay. Oh, okay. I've got like a random thought chucker in here. Run away together. Bellowing cry is a bit on the meh side as well, but it somewhat helps fuel the graveyard. I'm kind of lacking ways to flicker things. Might put that one in. So my removal is currently Polywallop, Dire Downdraft, and Run Away Together. Probably fine. Cut as sentries. And what else? Could be a Bellowing Crier. Could be Head of the Homestead. Am I playing Fountain Port? Yeah. Do I have any tokens? I guess I make some food. I don't think I want to make my mana worse by playing this. I have. I do have 2 double blue spells at the top as well. Okay. Right, not feeling overly optimistic about this one, so it'll probably go really well. Like my main way of winning is Gossip's Talent. All right, let's go fetch a green, I guess, in case we draw our green 3/3. Easy 7 wins. Yeah, exactly. Well, see now now we face against the blue decks. They saw that we were playing blue and they took it easy on us. They're like, all right, we'll match up against some other blue decks then. See, now we're calling our deck. Plus, we've got Landing Graveyard already for the Keen Eye Curator. It's just all coming up us. They'll crack the Fountain Port Bell. Let's get frisky. There we go. So now we're 1 away from having this 7/7. Gossip's Talent's perfect. See, perfect. Couldn't have drawn it up better. I think this is a game where we don't need this. Okay. Play the splash slash. Get your saver. Do I want to wallop that? Wallop that, then I can forage and get back the gossip salad. Honestly, I think that actually no, the gossip, it's still there. The plan is alive. It's real. Exactly. So instant, they've got creature and artifact. So I can't activate the Q&I curator this turn unless they're kind enough to put a sorcery in the graveyard for us. Ooh, that's a good card. But hopefully they don't live long enough. Well, I can also put it back into my library, which is kind of cute. So got 5. Just level this up. And then next turn we can ultimate it. All right. It's excellent. I'm getting them to spend their mana to exile their own graveyard before I put it back into my library. Destroy this one. Okay. Oh, the fountain port. Perfect. Perfect draw. 3, 4. Level up! The Gossip Dream. I mean, also we call this the only way our deck can win, right? Oh, brutal. They're going to kill our pawn profit. Now we have to do this to the other thing. All right. Oh, we get a surveil 1 into the yard. All right, we're gonna have to start making fish, I think. Do I want to make a fish? I probably want to make a fish before I draw. Oh, they've got the ambusher back. Make a fish. Surveil. Okay. It's not great, but it's a guard. See if we can get in there with the ambusher. The lookout, sorry. Do they ambush it so that I don't deal damage to them? Or do they have a different removal spell, which would be kind of brutal? Ambusher shrinks it. No value. They take no damage. But then, surprise value. Oh, I went that one I ordered up the wrong way. That one I ordered the wrong way, which is unfortunate. So this is how I want it to happen. And then cache grab. Well, cache grab is a card that could find some cards. All right, fine. Unfortunately, our keen-eyed curator is about to start beating down. Need to find my runaway together. Okay, let's go for the cache grab. The sentries. Surveil and then the draw. Getting a lot of little triggers here. What don't they have with this? They've got artifact instant. So any sorceries should probably go. And any lands as well. 1, 2. Let's get 3 lands, draw a card. How are there more lands left in my deck? There's 2. 2 lands left in my deck right now. I guess we want to get them. Get those lands. Top or bottom? All right, we can bottom that one. Right, the fish are not good to flicker. Let's just put that one out there. Sack the food to draw the other lands. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no! The Fountain Port Mirror. Unfortunately, I feel like I might mill myself out before we get there. They were patient enough that they managed to get their curator online. My curator online. I guess I'm just taking damage. $11. What's 11? Food might be relevant. Maybe I'm making a fish here. Which at least does give me a surveil. So, well, that was the other land. So I kind of need to find... Okay, I have 0 lands left in my library now. So 11 cards. This game is just proving how unlucky I am. You just got to see it to believe it. Seven cards in my library. So we're going to attack with this. And a fish. Actually, maybe I don't attack with the fish. Alright, let's get in with the treetop sentry then. How badly do I need to find the runaway together? This doesn't do much for me here. Apart from just giving me some body. So I think we just ditch it. The season would be good as well, actually. Bouncing all the non-tokens back. Yeah. Let's get a season of weaving. A season of weaving win. So I get to dig a few cards because I got a lot of mana. 6. So I have 3, 4, I have 5. Yeah, let's get. To be honest, I might want let's get some creatures. Okay, there's the runaway together. So cast that now. Shore up. That was an annoying last card for them to have in hand. So I can pay 2 and sack a token to draw a card. Okay. Three, 4. Let's play the sentries. Oh, maybe I should have played the druid first to surveil. So that's pretty bad if they can exile stuff from my graveyard. Okay, there's the season. I think I just can't afford. I've only got 6 cards left in my library. I can't really afford to go down that many. Sometimes your opponents just have it all, and it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat when they have it all. So this has to block here, this has to block here. I take 5, 6 and go to 1. I think I'm going to lose this game to decking. So I played the duo. Play the duo here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to choose return each non-land, non-token permanent to its owner's hand. Create a copy. Cool. Create a copy of this. They all come back. We get a food. We surveil 1. We play the curator. Oh, they get the kidnap back to their hand as well. I didn't quite realize that. That's bad for us. Pay the Baker's Bane duo. This game, exactly. I mean, I had a lot of opportunities to go a lot better this game. You know, things didn't break my way necessarily. So we're drawing Banner. So we can trigger the Baker's Bane duo. So if one Baker's Bane duo can get through. Oh, wait, drawing a card is actually bad for me right now. Oh, how funny. Okay, they drew another spell. They attack, force me to block. But wait, do I have enough to Gossip's? I might, right? I have enough to Gossip's Talent, make it unblockable, play the Patchwork Banner, name Raccoon, and we get there. Right? If I have enough mana, which hopefully I do, I've got a lot of mana here. 1, 2, 3. So I do this naming Raccoon. Oh, wait, no, because it's not unblockable anymore. Oh, no. There's no way I think I can stack it. I need like an instant speed card to trigger it. Oh, but it's too late now. Huh. I do have 2 food still. Okay, so I think I messed that up. Well, I don't think there was a way actually to get around it, right? Let's just get rid of sorceries. What's in their graveyard? They've got sorceries and instants. Yeah, they've got. Wait, lands? No lands. All right, let's get rid of the land, the sorcery, and creature. Ah. It's a bird and it has flying. So I do need to have 2 of these up to be able to sacrifice to that. So I've got 6 mana here. Maybe I should have kept the token. The token would have been able to 6 mana to sack. I go up to 6. Two, 4. Because if I cast this for 3, I don't have enough mana to make it work. Whoa, I did. Yeah, all right. I thought I had the win there with the duo combo, but so I do have 1 flash card left in my deck, and it's the next one, so I'm going to draw it. All right, opponent drew a land. Opponent drew a land. So I think this now works. We can play the Gossip's Talent, level it up, flash in the Sugar Coat after blocks to make this unblockable. So we can sack food. Sack food. To 7. I'll go up to 9, right? No, I'll go up to 10, and then so this would be 7, 8. And they draw and discard. So they can make a fish. I don't think that helps them. Yeah, so it's the instant speed thing. So I cast this. I guess I can just kill the food thing as well. I level it up. All right, is there anything I haven't missed? So I attack. No, I need to. So I attack. This becomes unblockable. I can attack with both, whatever. They make a fish. Then I just instant speed kill the fish, and I win with multiple. I win in multiple ways anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. We may as well level it up for the final. Make this unblockable. Oh no, the sugar coat makes it a food. So they can sack the food. Do they have enough mana? I don't think they have enough mana. They're one short on mana. How funny. What a game. Whoa. So I don't know how long that game took. It was about 40 minutes or something. I don't know if I don't actually know if I had fun that game. I mean, stuff happened. I saw every card in my deck. I played every card in my deck, basically. All right. I got to work. I got to work. Well, it was fun hanging out. Thanks for watching. A few very different games. Um, we'll chat later.